Hello and welcome. Please excuse the lighting. It's quite late in the day and I've lost all daylight, so I'm using artificial lighting, so that may be why it looks a little bit different today. So I'm going to make another Christmas card. It's probably going to be the last Christmas card I make this year for the channel. So I thought I'd do a fairly simple card, very straightforward, just using red and white. So I found this season's greetings die in my die folder. I don't know where it came from. I didn't record where things came from prior to my YouTube journey, so I'm still using that. If I do happen to find out where it's from, I will update the listing. I'd like to use the season's greetings, and I thought maybe going for something abstract's not really the right word, but that's the word I'm going for. So this is a 5.5 by 7.5 inch card that I cut from an A3 300-gram pad of white from the work. Got a piece of red Mirri, which is 5.25 by 7.25. So I'm going to stick that on. And then I have got a piece of white, same card as this, which is 5 inches by 7 inches, and I have embossed that using this A4 embossing folder. Now I appreciate that not all of you will have an A4 embossing machine, but this I got in a craft shop and it was £2 in the bargain bucket, so it's worth rummaging through the bargain buckets. So I've embossed that and I've used it for embossing another piece of the card as well. So I'm going to run around the edge of this with some double-sided tape. You'll see I've cut the centre out of there. That's so that I don't waste a whole sheet of red, and I've used that piece that I've taken out of there to cut all my other pieces of red, which you will see in a moment. I am also going to put a bit of Collall in the middle so that this is adhered. So this has got Christmas trees on it and I need to make sure they're the right way up. So that's the first layer. So then I thought I'd quite like to put the season's greetings on a square. So I have cut a 2 3/4 inch white square, which I haven't embossed, that the season's greetings is going to go on. And then I've cut a 2 7/8 inch square, which is going to sit on there. So I thought that would look nice on the front of the card, but I think that looks a little bit too simple. So I found some patterned, red and white patterned paper. It's got no emboss to it, but it's patterned, and that is 4 7/8 by 1 5/8 of an inch, and that's going to sit on that piece of red, which is 5 by 1 3/4 inches. So I'm going to stick that on there with some double-sided tape again. The idea is that this will go here, and then I thought maybe that on top. I thought another layer was in order. So I've got another piece of white, which is 3 1/8 of an inch by 1 3/8 of an inch, and that has also been embossed with the same embossing folder. See, matches here. And I'm going to put that onto another red piece with a tiny border. which is 3 1/4 inches by 1.5. So again, I'm going to put that on with some double-sided tape. Plan is to put that one there, this one here, and then this, maybe that down a little bit. We'll sit on the top. I had to cut that thinking that that would be big enough, but now I can see it's too big. So I'm going to have a look to see how big I want it. I know that my greeting is 2 1/8 of an inch, so I think I might do the white as 2 1/4. So I'm going to cut that to 2 1/4 now, and then I'm going to cut that to 2 3/8 of an inch. The season's greeting sits nicely on there, and then that will go behind. So let's put this together. So that's stuck, and then that will go there, and then season's greetings will be on the top. So let's stick this where we want it, this where we want it. I'm using the trees, the bottom of the trees, to make sure that I've got it straight. And then I'll put this one on. I actually think I need to build that up a little bit underneath because it's sitting proud. So all I've done is cut some white card behind there. And I'm going to put a little bit of glue on there. Put a bit more on here because I've already used some of that up. And then just another piece. So I've given that the same amount of dimension as that. And that will go on there, and that is now got the same gap as this piece. I'm going to need to do that with this piece. Okay, so I have put 2 pieces of card on top of each other here because it's going on to this piece, and that's got 2 to lift it up to this height, and then here I've got 4 because there are 1 2 3 4 pieces of card there. So when I put that on there, that will sit perfectly flat. There's no dip in that at all, and I'll put some glue along here. So we want to get season's greetings on. I'm going to do that with a little bit of glue quickly. Season's greetings is on, so I'm just going to put some glue on this block, and along the bottom here, and pop it on. So this is a finished card. Very simple, 2-tone card that's quite effective and didn't take very long to make at all. So I hope you've enjoyed today's content, and if you have, please consider giving it a like and subscribing to the channel if you haven't already done so. And I shall see you again soon. Bye bye.